Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today we are going to be talking about horror films, thriller horror films that have to specifically do with vehicles and cars and trucks and all of that becoming the horror. And I don't necessarily want to equate all of this with Carsploitation because that is a very specific genre of film from the 70s, early 80s, even though I feel like a few of these definitely fit into that genre. I feel like a few that I've added could be considered a modern Carsploitation film. So I just wanted to kind of talk about films where the thing that is supposed to take you from point A to point B safely, things like that, when they become scary, when they become, like, I don't drive because I'm scared. I get secondhand anxiety being in the car sometimes. I don't like it. I don't know. I feel like it's a little more scary when there's not a person behind the wheel and the car has or the vehicle has a personality of its own, or if there is someone behind the wheel, I don't know, things could get taken to the whole another level, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about 5 horror films that I feel could teeter on Carsploitation, that could fit into that genre. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. I am going to be showing you physical media to go along with these films. So let's get right into it. Let's begin with number 5 and Maximum Overdrive. From 1986, this one is directed by Stephen King. When a comet passes close to Earth, machines all over the world come alive and go on homicidal rampages. A group of people at a desolate truck stop are held hostage by a gang of homicidal 18-wheelers. The frightened people set out to defeat the killer machines or be killed by them. And you guys probably know this film because of the Green Goblin guy that's on the 118-wheeler, but I do have Maximum Overdrive on VHS. This is one of the best VHS tapes that I own, I personally think, because I always forget that I have it, and then I see the Green Goblin eyes on the spine of it, and then I'm reminded. So Maximum Overdrive. It's not a perfect film, but it definitely does have to deal with killer 18-wheel trucks. But why wouldn't you want to watch that? You guys know my taste by now.
Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive.
Number 4, we have obviously Christine from 1983, directed by John Carpenter. A geeky student, Arnie Cunningham, falls for Christine, a rusty 1958 Plymouth Fury, and becomes obsessed with restoring the classic automobile to her former glory. But as the car changes, so does Arnie. This has one of the best scores. I will show you that I do have it on VHS, I have it on DVD as well, but my favorite piece of Christine physical media is the soundtrack on vinyl, and honestly, it is, when you first put this on, it feels like you're in, like the car is just taking over your body. I absolutely love the blue vinyl. It really is so cool. This is one of my favorites in my collection. And number 3, we have a recent favorite of mine. From 2021, directed by Julia Ducournau, a woman with a titanium plate fitted into her head and murderous intent on her mind embarks on a bizarre journey of identity and unconditional love when she's forced to go on the run. And I feel like that is like not a good representation of this film, because when you look at it, like, this is what you're getting. You are getting a hot, steamy, sexy, like, car scene, but you're also getting oh, the car is something else. It did something else. And I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I really love this film. I really love Raw, the first film from Julia Ducournau, and I just highly recommend anything that she does. Actually, she had a film before Raw. I just forget what it's called, but we have seen it. I do have a digital copy for this that we've never redeemed, so if you want it, hit me up. At number 2, we have one of my favorite movies of all time by my favorite director, Crash from 1996, directed by David Cronenberg. After getting into a serious accident, a TV director discovers an underground subculture of scarred, omnisexual car crash victims who use car accidents and the raw sexual energy they produce to try and rejuvenate his sex life with his wife. And we've seen this film like maybe 4 times. I have it on Criterion up there somewhere. I just didn't feel like getting that down, so I'm just gonna show you the DVD. I have it on many different forms. I can't tell you how much I love this movie enough. And number 1, I feel like it's a little bit obvious to put on this list, but we revisited it a little while ago and it was pretty solid. So that's Joyride from 2001, directed by John Dahl. 3 young people on a road trip from Colorado to New Jersey talk to a trucker on a CB radio, then must escape when he turns out to be a psychotic killer. And I just feel like there is something about having access to that CB radio when you're not necessarily in, like, you're not meant to be a part of that world, but you're trying to infiltrate that world, but also being devious at the same time, but also getting found out, but also not really knowing who's on the other end of that CB radio coming after you in this big truck, back to the trucks. I don't know, something about Joyride. As an adult, it scares me a lot more than it did when I was a kid. And I know it feels like it's a little obvious to put on this list, but that's it. That's 5 films that I feel like are solid, cusping on the Carsploitation genre. If you like videos like this, let me know. Just quick little deep dives. If you like that I'm showing the physical media with what I'm talking about, let me know. I will see you guys very soon. Sayonara, Spooky fam. Oh, let me know which of these you've seen, please and thank you.